Hello, welcome to Create Pretty Things. I'm Debbie, and tonight we're going to do this cute apothecary cabinet. So it's got several elements on this transfer. It has little bottles that are potions of your own making, and then it's also got this apothecary signage, which we're going to put on this box frame right here. So I'm going to get started by painting my box frame black. I am just going to water down some of my black paste. We'll mix it up and I'm going to paint it on. And then we'll get that drying so that we can go ahead and proceed with the rest. So I've got my black paste. I've got a little color tray here. I've got some black paste. Put it in my tray. And I've got some just regular water. I'm going to spray a little bit in there. And I'm going to mix it around with my brush. I'm just going to get it to be like a watercolor paint color consistency so that it's easy to paste with. As you jump on today, the keyword is apothecary, A-P-O-T-H-E-C-A-R-Y. That will get you the cart link to our product, and you can mix that up as much as you want. Our individual paste packets are on sale, buy 5 get 1 free. I did put a palette pack in the shopping cart, but you can definitely go ahead and change that out for whatever you want. If the colors aren't what you would like it to be, change it out for what you want. So the shopping cart does not commit you to buy anything. If you take a look at it, it's just a starting point of where you can find the products that I used, but it doesn't mean that you necessarily have to use these. So I'm just kind of putting on a real light coat of this paint right now. Oops, except for that blob I just have. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and spray down my surface a little bit, just so I can kind of get it to spread a little easier. And I just want a light coat. I want it to look a little rustic. We may sand some of it off. And we're just going to put this down as a base coat for our project tonight. And once again, this is going to be the apothecary sign, which is going to hang up behind our little magical concoction bottles. So that's what our plan is for today. And actually, this black is the shimmer shadow. I thought it was the black velvet, but it is the same. They're both black, but this one has a little bit of shimmer in it. It actually makes it look a little bit spookier with the shimmer in it. This paste does dry really, really quick. I don't care whether this is even coverage. I want to kind of rough it up a little bit. So I think this is perfect. This is what it looks like. Except I do see right here I missed a spot, which really doesn't matter. Okay, so here's what it looks like, guys. All right, I'm gonna set this aside. Now, we are gonna go ahead and cut up our, I'm also gonna set aside my little color tray. We're gonna go ahead and cut up this transfer a little bit. This does come with separation lines so that you know where to cut for each part of the transfer. So I'm just gonna go ahead and lift up a little bit of this transfer. These are sticky reusable transfers. They are reusable between 8 and 12 times. Just take good care of them, clean them properly, store them properly, and you'll get many, many uses out of them. So I've got part of it cut. Now you can use these directly on a surface that you want to use them on, but they also sell these chockable shapes, are what they're called. They're little wooden, they're pretty thin, little shaped pieces of wood that are the shapes of these bottles. And I figure, heck, why not? Why not use these little cute shapes? Let's make them stand alone. And they also sell this little tray that they can stand in. So you can either chalk them and glue them onto another board, or use magnets on them for another board, or you can actually chalk on a flat surface all by itself without the chalkable shapes. Or you can also download, they have downloads now available, and you can actually cut those out on a piece of wood, the real thin balsa wood, I think the crickets can cut. But we also sell chalk suede sheets that are perfect for cutting on the cricket. You can also cut out on paper. So if you're not interested in the wooden shapes, I'll show you what they look like. They're really pretty cool. So here is our one bottle. See how thin they are? But they are reusable. So when you chalk on them, you can erase them if you make a mistake and redo them. So as you can tell, this bottle here is going to go perfectly on this shape. Likewise, this one will go on this one. We have one for each major shape. And you can also change out some of these labels if you wanted to. And I probably will not. Okay, so this one goes on this one. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started here. So a lot of these I'm gonna use as white background, but there's a couple I think I'm gonna go ahead and do maybe like a green and let's see. Let's do this one like our green. And I've got one of our color of the months. This color is called Take Note. So this color is not available anymore. It was one of our special promotions. So let me try to figure this out. So this one's gonna go on this one. Oops. So if I did this green, I could chalk over this, and I can chalk over this with black. I could probably, yeah, I think I'll just go ahead and paint it all green. So I'm just gonna go ahead and dip my paintbrush in my Take Note. And I'm just gonna go ahead and paint with it, just as if it were any other paint, just like it were acrylic or whatever else. If you want to, you could spray it down a little bit just to make it a little less thick. And it does glide a little bit easier that way. Okay, I've got that one done. I'm gonna go ahead and do one of these, the yellow color. So this is like, hey pumpkin. Guys, I really should be wearing glasses, but I'm not. Okay, so another paintbrush. And let's do this. Let's do this one. Hey pumpkin. Now I can go ahead and do these little balls at the top a different color. I like black. I'm gonna have to think about this a little bit. I'm looking at the picture here, and they're putting some white labels on these, and I'm not sure. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out how to do that. We're just gonna go for our own design because it's a lot of thought there. Go ahead and spray this just a little bit to make it move better. Okay, so this is going to go in there. So green, it'll probably have black lettering. This one will go on there. Black lettering, that's toadstool. And let's see, this one can just be black. And then this one can be, let's paint this one purple. So this color is the Shimmer Orchid. Really pretty. Do you guys like this? I always think of purples for Halloween. I think of purple, orange, and black as Halloween colors. This one is a little dry. Mix this up a little bit. So when you add water to your paste, if they're a little dry, you can add some water, but make sure it's distilled water. It just lessens the chance for impurities, for mold growing, stuff like that. So I always put in some distilled water. You guys, I'm not a very neat painter, but it'll do. So this is kind of a translucent. This is a shimmer. Shimmers are a little more translucent than the others. Okay. So I think I'm going to put these all away and maybe just go on top with the black. Oh, I don't know. I had this pretty moonlight. This was a Shimmer Very Perry, which is gorgeous. Huh. I might go on top with that one. It's gorgeous. Okay, so let me kind of clean up a little bit, and we're going to go ahead and dry our surfaces. You always want to dry your surfaces before you put down your transfers. You want to make sure they're completely dry. So I'm using the heat tool. This heat tool is just like a regular heat gun, and actually it's called a quick dry tool because it's not a real hot tool. It just blows a lot of air. It won't harm your transfers because it's not really hot. And we're hoping to make quick work out of this. Now when you are chalking, you want to make sure you're always chalking on a really smooth surface. And these chalkable shapes are always smooth. They're always pre-painted and ready to go. So no worries there. I think our green one's dry. Our purple one's dry. The Hey Pumpkin's not quite dry, so I'm gonna go ahead and get that dried. Work on it. Okay, so let's think about this. Let me clean up a little bit of this extra paste on the canvas, just so I don't get it all over. And I'm hoping that these shapes are symmetrical because I didn't even think about whether they would go on either side of the surface, but I think they will. Some of my sides may be a little wet. I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of wipe them down just so I don't have any blobs of paste that's wet. And then I'm gonna wipe my hands a little bit. Okay, so we're ready to get started. Let's see. So let's start on this one. This is the one that says spider venom. It's on our, okay, so once your surface is dry, you want to protect that layer that's freshly painted. You want to add some surface wax, which will put a buffer, a barrier between your transfer and the surface that will prevent the new paint that you just put down from peeling up. It will prevent your transfer from stretching. Okay. I'm trying to think if I want to paint this. I might want to paint this with the Very Perry. Let's go ahead. We might as well. I love this color. This was another, special edition. It looks like I've never used this one. I probably have another one in my cabinet just waiting for me to use it. This one's also a shimmer, so it's not going to be a really, really bright color because of the shimmers. Okay, so we got that done. Put our paintbrush away and let's dry it real quick. And remind me that I didn't wax this one. Did I wax this one? Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna get started. So once I wax this, I'm gonna also go ahead with the light side of my fuzzing towel. I'm just gonna kind of buff that off a little bit so it's not real thick. And then on my towel, I'm also gonna take the other side And I'm gonna fuzz this transfer. That just reduces the stickiness a little bit. I'm just gonna push it down and unfold it if it gets stuck to itself. And just place it down a couple times. Okay, so now we've got our green elixir. I'm just gonna match it up to the shape underneath. And anywhere that you see the white, the clear, see-through silk screen is where the new color is gonna go down. It will go through to the transfer below, and that's where your paste will be. So, I'm just gonna line this up. Now I want the top stopper to be, let's make it this very berry. Hey pumpkin. Let's make that hey pumpkin. This is my squeegee. This is a mini. Do you see how it has a beveled edge? I'm just gonna put a little tiny bit of paste on here and spread it around. Okay, now you don't want the paste to dry in the screen, so I'm gonna go ahead and lift it and take a look to see what it looks like. Then we'll let it go back down. Okay, it looks pretty good. It's a little off, but it's okay. Let's do this shimmer orchid on the bottom of this. I do want to make sure there's not any air bubbles, because that will cause bleeding. And we want defined lines, crisp, defined lines. I'm just gliding this right over. It does not take a whole bunch of paste, and it does dry really quickly. So if I were to lift this up to show you, this is what it looks like with the surface behind it. And I'm just gonna go ahead and pull this down. Look how cute. I like the colors. I like the colors a lot. Now I do see that it did pull up a little bit of my color below, but that's okay. These are supposed to be vintage bottles anyway, so that's okay. But I do like the color combo. What do you guys think? Okay, so as I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna spray down each of these transfers as I go to get that paste kind of loosening up. And this one, I'm gonna fuzz on my shirt just because I can, a couple times. And this one, this one, the black, the snake, anything that's green is gonna be the color of my underneath, my base color. So that's gonna be the shimmer orchid. I do wanna make sure I get this down right. So anything else I put over the top of this is going to be the color of the paste. So I am thinking, I wonder if I could use teal. It'll be purple underneath. Or if I should use white. What do you guys think? What color should I use? Maybe I'll use the white. Let's see. It may not be the best color, the most exciting color. Let's try it. And because my shimmer color is very translucent, it may not show up quite as good as the snake I'm talking about. I want to make sure I get it to the bottom and cover the edges so that I get those outlines covered. You're going to remove anything extra. So you don't want a really thick layer of paste. Move any extra, put it back in the jar. Okay, it's a very muted color. Look at that one. So if I would have done a dark color underneath, it would have showed up better. But it's kind of ominous looking, I think. Kind of ominous. Like that word? Okay, wet this down, let it start soaking. Next, we're gonna do this one. And I did not wax this one, so I wanna make sure I do wax it. And especially because it is a shimmer, all those little shimmers are gonna attach to the back of this one. And it'll make it a little harder to clean. But that's okay. Okay, let's attach this. And this one is gonna be mainly the shimmer color underneath where the design is. So once again, it's the shimmer underneath. I'm not sure if that was a good idea. Probably was not. Because I don't think it's gonna be, I don't think it'll show up quite as much. That's okay, we'll go ahead and try it anyway. So you can see through these transfers pretty good. If you have bad eyesight like me, you may have a little bit of a hard time. I think I'm just gonna do this whole thing black, including the stopper at the top. So it depends on whether you wanted these to look really bright and shiny or kind of dirty and vintage looking. Now I think with my shimmers, they're gonna look dirty and vintage, kind of aged, because they're not gonna be a real bright color. Going over, removing my excess. This is the moth wing powder. Moth wing powder. I haven't experienced that yet. Have you guys? Moth wing powder. Okay, let's peel it off. Wow. I like it. I like it a lot, guys. Okay, we have one more. And it's gonna be on our Hey Pumpkin color. So let's think what color we want to go on that. We could do the green, we could do the shimmer orchid. Shimmer orchid, we could do white. No, not the white. Green, shimmer orchid, black. What color do you guys think? Black would look nice. I think we'll go for black. Let's go for black. Making sure I get all my edges because they do have those lines that kind of define the bottles. Okay, let's pick it up and peel it off. Here's what it looks like right now. Let's peel it off. Yes, that was a good choice, the black. And notice it did peel off a little bit of my background paste. That's okay. This was a toadstool tonic. You guys see that? So either I didn't fuzz my transfer enough or I didn't do a good application of wax. Okay, so I'm gonna get a paper towel and I'm gonna take off my first layer of this paste. These are actually they don't have a lot of paste, except for the white one is a little thicker. And then I'm going to use my board eraser to do a better job of cleaning. Okay, so this is what's called a board eraser. It looks like a magic eraser sponge, except there's not any chemicals, so it won't harm the adhesive side of your transfer. It's real important to take care of that adhesive side. You don't want to rub it all off. You want to go light on this side. I'm just going to go ahead and rinse out my sponge, squeeze it out. If you had any paint or paste that pulled up with the transfer, make sure you get that off so that next time when you reuse this transfer, it doesn't impede the paste from going through. Okay, so that one's done. You do want to make sure you clean both sides. The top side where the paste was applied, you can go pretty hard on. I mean, not terribly hard, but this side though, go a little more gentle. Protect that adhesive, but get the paste out. Do you guys see how you can see through this again? That shows that there's not any paste in there. Sometimes your transfers will stain on the teal part of the transfer. And that's okay as long as it's out of the silk screen. And I do like to clean my surface after I lift it up because that paste has gone through to the under surface and I don't want to pick it up again once I put it down. So this is the adhesive side. If it has any lint or fuzz that we picked up, or paste, or even glitter, which is probably on my mat here, you want to get that off. Now this is what I've been telling you about see how you can see that this is kind of stained orange up here? That's okay because this part is clean. And then this last one is black, and that tends to stain more. It's a highly pigmented color. So work at it a little bit, go a couple different directions on the silk screen to get it all out, and flip it over. I hope you guys all had a great Monday. It's the beginning of the work week. I feel like Mondays set the tone for the rest of the week. So I hope you guys all had a great productive Monday. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and dry these with a paper towel. Now, the sticky side, you could dry with a paper towel while it's still kind of wet. But just go over it gently. And as you dry these, you're probably gonna get some more of the dirty water off. But actually, these are pretty clean. Then I'm just gonna go ahead and put them right back on the transfer where I think they came off. And I'm not quite sure, but we'll make it work. And try to get it so that the sticky side is back on the shiny side of your transfer so that it protects it. I do have a little string right here where I pulled the transfer. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and rub these down. I want to make sure they have a good connection to the backer so that the air doesn't get under there, dirt, debris, dust doesn't get under there, and it protects the sticky. And then I put them back into the bag they came in. So this one came in this bag. I'll put it right back in here, and that's how I store it. Okay, now we do have, whoops, we need our transfer still, our apothecary sign. And I need to go ahead and wax the surface because we did paint it. And this is a sparkle surface, so we do want to make sure we wax it. Pretty good. But you also always want to rub off your wax with the other side of your applicator. You don't want any thick spots of wax. Okay, that's it for my wax. I'm gonna put it away. I am going to get my Apothecary transfer. Let's decide what color we want it to be. I think white. Let's make it white. So I'm gonna get my Apothecary transfer. I'm gonna go ahead and fuzz it on my shirt to reduce the stickiness. I'm gonna center it right in the middle of this frame. Now this frame, this particular one is not in stock, but they do have one with a different color. And so I put that in the cart. It's the maple color. It's really pretty too. So, whoops. Let's just cap up some of these pastes so that they don't dry out. I just threw one overboard. Okay, so we said white. Do you guys agree with white on this? White. It's got the black underneath. We've got our shimmer. No, I think white. So I'm gonna get out another squeegee. Now you don't have to have multiple squeegees for this. You can wipe them off in between every color change if you want to. I just find it's easier for me to go ahead and switch them out. And your paste should be like cottage cheese or sour cream consistency, not cottage cheese, sour cream or yogurt, Greek yogurt consistency. I am just gonna rub this on. I'm gonna try to stay away from this edge though, and I think I just messed it up a little bit because it doesn't quite cover that edge. Pay attention to the tops and bottoms, edges. And remember that you need to peel this off while it's still wet, so don't dawdle. And I do have a fan on overhead, so it kind of helps me to move a little faster because I don't want it to dry. Okay, I've got it all covered and I do feel that it's drying. I'm gonna try and take off some of the excess and put it back in my jar. Let's peel this off. Sometimes you may need some kind of pointed tool to grab the corners of these. Okay, when you peel it off, take a look and see if you got everything. I can see right here when I peeled it off that I missed some spots. So because I still have it down and I haven't pulled it all the way off, it's easy to replace that and repaste it. Wow, okay, it did dry on the screen right there a little bit. And I need to clean up a little bit, like this bottom line here I need to clean up. But look how nice that looks. Now this is the edge that kind of dried in the screen. I can put that back down and go back over it. I think I'm gonna clean my transfer first though. But doesn't that look cute, guys? I love it. Okay, let me get this cleaned, or at least wet. So just remember to clean everything as you go. So what do you guys think of it so far? I'm gonna put it all together for you guys so you can see the whole thing with the sign and the stand for the little bottles. But isn't it cute? You can do whatever colors you want. You can decorate it with different accents if you wanted to, with real bottles of stuff. Anything you want, anything goes. Okay, I'm just gonna wipe this off. Work on getting that paste out of the silk screen. And see this black? I think it's underneath. Yeah, it is. It's purple paste. Okay, I'm going to set this down and do the back side, the sticky side. Pretty easy to clean up, guys. Pretty easy. Okay, get my paper towel. Dry it off. Flip it over. Dry it off. And it's ready to reuse. Clean. I'm gonna go ahead and put it down in a minute and I'll redo that one area. Let that dry up. But I want to show you guys, you can purchase this little stand here. It doesn't come with it, but it's a base. And so, it's just a little wooden base. And it fits all of your apothecary jars. Just like this. Can you guys see that? Look how cute. Whoa. Let's tip them back. What do you guys think? I think they're adorable. I don't know which one's my favorite. Anyway, I hope you like them. If you want to get these or see what's in the shopping cart, go ahead and type the word apothecary, A-P-O-T-H-E-C-A-R-Y. Here it is here. This sign will go right behind or above, probably above, our little apothecary jars. So cute, guys, so cute. I hope you love it. I love it. Okay, guys, I'll see you guys again soon. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and follow the page and share it with anyone that you think would be interested. Thank you. Bye.